Good morning, Rockets. This is Ms. Clarkson coming to talk to you today about the personal project process and where we are here at the end of October. So today you're going to need your personal project handbooks and a Chromebook. If you don't have those things readily available just yet, please pause the video and grab them and then come back. So today we're talking about the investigating stage of the personal project process. 3 weeks ago, you met with your supervisor to talk about your preliminary plans for your personal project and to get a sense of what it was that you needed to work on over the next several weeks. Today, you're going to learn about the process journal, complete your first required reflection on the Canvas classroom, and prepare for your upcoming meeting with your supervisor. As a reminder, your supervisor, who's a teacher, counselor, and administrator, is there to guide you through the process. You're going to meet with them every 3 weeks throughout the process. But this is not their project, it's yours. So one of the things that they need to see is evidence of the process that you've followed along the way. This week, you'll meet with your supervisor for a second time. There'll be an announcement at 11 a.m. following the end of fourth period and the beginning of the announcement period. You'll get a yellow piece of paper that will tell you where to go to meet your supervisor. At 11 o'clock, you'll go from your fourth period class to your assigned location. You must wait for your supervisor to get there. Please be aware that your supervisors will not be there at 11:10 if they are not already teaching in that classroom, because many of them have fourth period classes. Do not leave at 11:10 when the bell rings. You should wait until at least 11:20 for your supervisor to arrive. If your supervisor is not in school, your pass will indicate that they will meet you at an alternate time or location, and you should follow those directions. After each supervisor meeting, you should record that meeting in ManageBack and take action on the things that you discuss with your supervisor. You will also complete required assignments on the Canvas classroom. We'll talk today about how to use Canvas to complete assignments for the personal project. First, in your handbook, please turn to page 6. These pages describe what is involved in maintaining a record of your process along the way. This is called a process journal, even though it may not be a physical journal itself. It may be a Google folder, it may be a Dropbox file, it may be an online account where you're keeping all of your things together. But whatever form you choose to follow, you need to maintain an ongoing record of your process. Which method you use to track that will depend on your project. So if you have an artistic project, you may be using a sketchbook for this purpose. But if you have a technical project, you may have Google Sheets, you may have a folder, you may have a running Google Doc where you record what you do. Whatever your project, you do need to record all of the steps that you take along the way. In addition, you have some required elements for the process journal that are expected for all students. And those are completed on Canvas using a Canvas classroom. The process journal itself is begun at the beginning and maintained throughout the process. You should record the information that you collect, keep notes on your research, keep a running source list of any sources of information that you follow, and depending on your project, you may also have photos or video files tracking your process. You may not necessarily need to use it on a daily basis, but you should keep it with you and record whatever you're doing as you're working on the project. As part of your process journal, you'll complete several required checkpoints and reflections on Canvas Classroom. Yesterday, you received an invite to this classroom. You need to accept that invite today when you get a chance to work on the Chromebook. As part of the Canvas Classroom, you'll see a certain number of required reflections. These reflections are critically important because they become the body of the report that you turn in at the end in order to receive credit for your project. In addition, you complete checkpoint assignments. These are smaller assignments related to the process that help guide the work that you're doing along the way. All of these assignments are turned in on the Canvas classroom. I'll also post reminders and announcements there. Next, please turn to page 29 of your handbook. Before your meeting, you should take notes on these questions, and you should do this first today. Then you can navigate to the Canvas classroom and fill out the first of your 4 required reflections. Again, today's tasks during RocketTime were first, to learn about what the process journal is and how to locate checkpoints and required reflections on pages 6 through 11 of your student handbook. You should also answer the pre-meeting reflection questions on page 29. Now you'll have some time to complete on My MCPS Classroom the first required reflection. If you haven't done so already, you should update your proposal on ManageBack to reflect the current area of interest. If you've already changed your mind about what you want to do for your project, you should update your project accordingly on ManageBack so that your supervisor can see it. That's all the news for today. At this point, you can go ahead and navigate to your Canvas classroom and in your handbook to complete the outstanding assignments in advance of your personal project meeting later this week. You'll notice that the Student Personal Project website is being updated throughout the process. So as materials become available and additional lessons delivered through RocketTime, you'll want to check back in with those on the Student Resources page on the Personal Project website. You can always come see me in room 200 if you have any questions. And we'll see you at the Personal Project meeting later this week.